Hello everyone, Amradorn here and welcome back to Amradorn's Realms. I hope you're having a good day today. I'm doing fine. It is morning here on the server. And hello, Mr. Villager. How you doing? Okay, goodbye. Behind me, I have been working on the wall surrounding the village. I have it fairly well done. I still need to do the gate over here that you can see just around the house over there. And, I need to put in the flooring and, basically all the detail work still needs to be done. And we'll be getting to that here in the next couple of episodes or so. I think today what I kind of want to do is start doing some planning around town with roads and kind of figuring out where I want to put stuff. We've got our house done. We've kind of got an idea where we want the town square, which we've got set up. At some point, we need to fix the eyesore that is the grain elevator over there, because it really does not fit with a fantasy setting. And then we'll start working on the castle eventually. But first thing I want to do is... there's some love back there. So the first thing I really want to do is kind of plan out some roads, and I also want to think about leveling out some of these areas around here, because the town's very rough terrain. I don't want to get rid of hills entirely, but I do kind of want to make them make a little bit more sense for what we're doing. So let me get started here, and we'll come back. Alright, so I got a shovel, I got my pickaxes, and I got a bunch of cobblestone here so we can kind of plan things out. So we've got basically the town square here. We got the church there. We have a gate over here. So we definitely want to... This road kind of needs to move over. Let's get rid of this. Alright, so this road kind of needs to go down through here. We're just going to be marking things out mostly today. So we come down through here. We're going to end up needing to move the nether portal. Alright, so we'll come down to about here. And then we'll have a fairly large town square here. I think that this will be part of it as well. I'm going to mark out this as town square area coming through here. And we're going to want to do some leveling off here. And, like I said, fixing the terrain so that it kind of meets up a little bit better. So yeah, so town squareage basically right here. Then we're going to have a road going off in this direction, which will require us to move the sugarcane farm that we've got going on here. I think I do eventually want to put up an automatic sugarcane farm as well as an automatic bamboo farm. So we'll come down through here, kind of make a turn so that we can meet up with the gate over here. Okay, so that is that road. Going back over here, I think we want to have a connection through here. which will meet up over here, and then these pastures will get changed out. So that it meets up with this. Alright. And then this, of course, will come out to meet up with this. I don't think we'll have this corner through here anymore. I think we'll get rid of that. We will come out from here, though, and go in like this to join the square. We might have a smaller square in here. I think that would be kind of that would work. We've got a fairly good sized block for housing in this area. I think we want a street coming down this way, which will come over here to this building. Coming off of our square, we're going to want kind of a grand boulevard that leads up to the castle. That kind of cuts through here. And again, a lot of this terrain really kind of needs to change because it's just way too rough for what we want to do. Yeah, and then from here we'll actually have a bridge. That I think actually right here would be the best place for the bridge. If we do the bridge here, we will kind of have to make a turn on the boulevard to kind of go through here. And then we could have another road come down here to a military building. I think what I don't want to get rid of this hill here entirely, but I think I want to put like a keep, a small defensive building here that kind of ties into the castle. And then you'll have access through the road that way. It's getting dark, so let me go ahead and sleep real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. I think we're going to want another road, kind of. So we've got the tree farm over here, which will kind of get expanded. I think we want a road coming down through here, basically to the wall. We have a small defensive area that we added to the wall, I believe over here. So we're going to want to be able to get to it. I think it's right about in here. Either, or maybe it's here. I'll have to check from the other side. But I want a road going to it. And then I think a road coming out from here to the wall, or to the gate, will also be good. And then I really kind of want a road following the outer wall along here. It may get moved out a little bit because we might put some buildings up along the wall. But I think that'll work there. We do have our mine entrance down here somewhere. After we get around this little ravine. So our mine entrance is actually in the middle of where we want our river. So we're going to have to come up with a different way to get in and out of the mine, and it might be through this cave here. We could use this entrance and then dig down from here. And that would give us we could put in a little bridge here. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea, actually. So we'll have a road here with a bridge and access up to here. Come around basically where this road is now. And it can join up with the square as well as branch off around here to that. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to jump into spectator mode here for a second so we can kind of get a bird's eye view of what we got going on. Okay. Alright, so we got a road going to the gates. Got a road going to our tree farm, which we're going to turn into more than just a tree farm. This is kind of going to be kind of our agricultural area, and I think we're going to end up moving a lot of these pastures down here as well. We don't really have any access to this area yet. So we're going to want to do that. We'll probably put a perimeter road next to the wall coming around to these stairs. It probably wouldn't hurt to have a road coming up on this side as well. And I think what we'll end up doing is this area here where the cattle pasture is at, that's where we're going to put our temple, our main temple. Yeah, so this hill over here, like I said, I don't really want to get rid of it completely. I'd like to keep it, but I think I want to make that a defensive building. Also, we've got this area over here, and I think we're going to extend this river around and fix that up, maybe make it a little bit deeper. And I'm thinking that it would be a cool idea to put in a farm for ink sacs off of the squids, especially over here, because there's a huge number of them over here. So we'll have to figure out what blocks are river biome blocks and which ones aren't, and get that all fixed up. But I think this will be a really good place for the bridge to the castle. And the castle is going to be up there on that mountain. Yeah, and then we'll have access to the mine from here. I think that'll be good. We'll get rid of this little ravine here. And we can put some housing over here. And I think we've got a pretty good plan for the entire village. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to jump back down into survival, and I want to start laying out the roads and getting those all done up. We're going to end up having to move this once we get into the field area, once we get into the town square area. We're probably going to end up having to get rid of this tree, although I'd like to keep it, but maybe part of the town square will have a little park. You know, we could put that over here maybe. But I want to put in some roads, and I want to clean up the terrain a little bit, so I think I'm going to do that next. I'm going to work on that, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, so we are back. I have done quite a bit. I still have a lot to do. You can see here that I'm kind of leveling things out, making it, so it looks a little bit more like it, you know, like it's been kind of built up over time. We're gonna have to do something with the hills over here. This here is really gonna take a lot of work to fill in. We're working on getting rid of this hill over here, because we really don't need it. Like I said earlier, I don't want to get rid of all the contours in the village. I don't want it to be just a totally flat village. But it does need a lot of flat space. And some of these hills just don't make sense for what we are trying to do. So we're gonna clean them up. It's going to expose some resources, which is cool. We'll definitely use those. Over here, some of the terraforming that I've been doing, you'll notice, is kind of interrupting some of the previous buildings that were here. So we're going to have to do some work to get those fixed. Either move them or rebuild them. I mean, with all the houses and stuff that we're going to be building in here, you won't see things like this anymore. They'll be completely different. I have kind of left this here, and I'm kind of doing the same thing with this little farm thing at the moment, until I can decide exactly where I want to put those or how I want to redo those. This will probably just get moved up one. And then we'll move this up one, so that won't be a big deal. And we won't even mess with the tree. We'll just leave it there. It'll just end up being one shorter. But this whole farm here will need to move, because the villagers are using it quite frequently. So we'll have to do something with that. Not entirely sure as of what. Did he just oh, no, there he did. I thought he disappeared there for a second. So I've got a lot of work to do, and I don't really want to do most of that on camera because I know that that's going to be really boring to watch. So once I get most of these hills and stuff knocked down and things filled in where they need to be and things kind of recontoured, I'll bring you back and give you another update of where we're at. Now, doesn't that look much better? We've got the terrain kind of leveled out in places. We got some roads put in so we know kind of where we want things. And I think it looks a whole lot better than it did. We still have a little bit of terrain. You know, we want some contours. We didn't want to get rid of them completely. We still have that hill back there that we need to kind of finish off and get rid of. We left this because I am going to put a building there that's actually going to end up taking up much of that hill, I think. But for the most part, I think we're in pretty good shape. Let's take a quick tour around. Knock that down. All right. And of course, the sun's going down. So before we do our tour, let me go sleep and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back. Now, I have a couple of houses over here that are sitting down below ground level on this side, you know, when we level things out. So we're going to end up moving them up and probably rebuilding these and getting those set up. We've got the town square here that we've kind of cleaned up. All I really did was fill in the hole and basically move this up. It does mean that these things are a block shorter than they started off. I'll probably change that at some point. I still have the field here. I decided to leave this area at this level. I think that that'll still work. I've got some ideas for some things that we can do there. Maybe put in a pond of some sort. Not entirely sure yet. I haven't quite made up my mind. We do have this road that leads off to where the bridge to the castle will be. That'll be right there. I didn't follow this around entirely, but it is kind of set up. We do have this road that leads to this gate over here. So we're all set up. I've got a smaller road that kind of leads around over here. And this brings us over to... There's a little defensive thing over here, and I'm probably going to put more of those on the wall. But that leads over there, and then this leads around. I am going to make the tree farm a little bit smaller, so I've just, for now, I've kind of cut around it. Over here we have basically our starting farm, you know, where we've got our tree farm. We got a house over here. We've got some food growing over here. We've got our storage barn for all of our woods over here. We're going to have this gate right here put together. Once we get done, we'll move all these animal pastures. Those will go away. I've got a very small kind of walk path that leads around over here. This is probably going to end up being a building of some sort right there. And this leads around to the house, back to the main road. So we've got our chicken cooker, and we've got the house that I've been living in. And that's kind of the town. Still a lot of work to do. Lots and lots to do. Because we're going to end up filling this whole space with buildings and stuff. You know, we're going to make this whole thing useful. And try to really populate this whole town. So we've got a lot of work to do. So I think the next thing that we're going to do, though, is we're going to tear down these two houses and rebuild them up at our level that we should be. And that'll mean tearing down these trees, and we'll kind of redo them. I do kind of want to change up the style of this house a little bit, and this one here. Now, this one I like. I do like this house kind of the way it is, so I don't want to change this too much. I do want to give it a little bit of a texture and some depth, but I think for the most part, this house is going to stay pretty close to the way it is. We're just going to move it up by one block. So let me tear this one down, and we'll get some dirt to fill in the hole here, and then once we have that done, I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. We're currently in the process of rebuilding the house. I think I might have to go get some more cobblestone, because I used some in the foundation to move things around. So yeah, let me go find some more cobblestone, but so far everything's kind of the way it should be. We got our door here. We're gonna have to get some glass. Oh, I do have some mossy cobble that I can throw in a few places. Do one there. And I think one will look good over here. And we can put one right there. Alright, so I need some more cobblestone, and I need some glass. Alright, so I'm going to go up here, there, whoops. Alright, so we got that, and that. Okay, so we got our roof in, or we started at least. Let's go ahead and put our windows in. There, and there, and there, and there, and there. Alright, so that's our windows. Okay, we want our bed back in here. for our Mr. Villager, and we're gonna put our cartography table back in here. We will go ahead and put back in here the pressure plate table that he had as well. Okay, so then we need to go up top and put in the rest of the roof. And then we will pretty much have this thing knocked out. Flowers up there. And we're all set. And our house is back to being usable. And our cartographer can take up residence in here. I still want to decorate it a little bit more, but for the most part the house is done. And it is back to its original style. It is a little bit lower. The roof is a little bit lower because I didn't do, you know, a lot of these houses are like this one over here, where the floor is raised up above the ground. And I did not do that with this house. I left it just as it is. And I think that is fine. So that is about all the time I have for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button down below. If you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button. And until next time, my name has been Amradorn, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.